Hey everyone, I'm glad you're here, because today we're diving into something that affects every single one of us, every single day, whether we realize it or not. Let's talk about something we all deal with, our stuff. The things we own, the spaces we share, and the rules that help us get along. Your stuff, my stuff, our stuff. It might sound simple, but it's actually a big part of how our lives work. Ever wonder why your toothbrush is yours, but the park is for everyone? Why you can lock your door at home, but anyone can walk through the park gates? Understanding what's personal and what's public is key to living together peacefully. It helps us avoid conflicts, build trust, and create communities where everyone feels welcome. It's not just for lawyers or politicians. Property shapes how we play, live, and stay healthy. It decides where we can go, what we can use, and how we interact with each other every day. When you buy a coffee, that cup is yours. You can take it with you, refill it, or toss it when you're done. That's personal property. But the sidewalk? That's for all of us. It's a shared space, open to everyone, no matter who you are or where you're from. Knowing this line, what's yours, what's mine, and what's ours, helps us respect each other's space and share what makes life better. It's about boundaries, but also about connection. It's about knowing when to say, this is mine, and why that matters. Maybe it's your favorite toy, your bike, or your phone, things that are special to you. And it's also about knowing when to say, this is ours. Like a community garden, a park, or a shared meal, things that bring us together and belong to everyone. We'll break it down with simple examples, no jargon, just real-life situations you see every day. We'll look at how these ideas show up in your home, your neighborhood, and your city. By the end, you'll be able to look at anything, from a hospital to a highway, from a playground to a parking lot, and understand why it's owned the way it is, who gets to use it, and why those rules exist in the first place. It's about making smart, kind choices together. When we understand property, we can make better decisions for ourselves and for our communities. So, grab a seat and let's dive in. Whether you're at home, at school, or out in the world, these ideas matter. This isn't about arguments, it's about understanding. It's about learning how to get along, solve problems, and make life better for everyone. We're figuring out how to balance what we need for ourselves, our privacy, our comfort, our security, with what we need for everyone, shared spaces, shared resources, and a sense of belonging. Let's get started. First question, who uses it? Is it just you, or is it everyone? Your shoes? Just for you, private property. The public library? Used by the whole community, public property. If one person owned the library, they could close it or charge a lot, so it's public for everyone's benefit. A car is usually private, but a bus serves hundreds, so it's public transit. The number and variety of users is a big clue. Picture who's using the thing. One person with a sandwich? Private. A playground full of kids? Public. This simple question helps you sort things into for me and for we. Once you get this, you're halfway to understanding property. It's the first and most important step in our guide. Look at what you're wondering about and ask, who's using it? If it's just you, it's probably private. If it's everyone, it's probably public. This question is your starting point. Let's keep going. Next question, does how you use it affect others? That's the ripple effect. Some property creates ripples, good or bad for neighbors and the community. Take a factory. It creates jobs, but if it pollutes the air, that's a negative ripple. That's when the community steps in with rules to protect everyone's right to clean air. But ripples can be good too. Planting flowers in your yard makes the whole street nicer. Positive ripples need no intervention. Negative ones might need rules. So when you look at property, think about those ripples. Does it create noise, pollution, or beauty and joy? Big negative ripples? Maybe it needs public control or rules. Big positive ripples? That's great for everyone. The goal? Encourage good ripples, manage the bad, and enjoy the pond together. Always ask, how does this affect others? Now let's check the rules. Are there laws about this property? Communities have created laws and zoning rules to guide us. For example, you can't build a nightclub in a quiet neighborhood. Zoning laws protect peace and safety. Even if you own land, the public has a say in how it's used. Some things are public by law, like national parks, protected for everyone, forever. Public schools exist because laws guarantee every child an education. Checking the law isn't hard. Look up your city's zoning or municipal code. These rules are the community's agreement on how to live together. They're not perfect, but they're a starting point. Laws show what our community values and protects. They help balance private rights with public good. Sometimes they need updating, but they're essential. Always ask, what do the rules say? Let's use the law as our guide. Sometimes making a decision really comes down to weighing the pros and cons. Just like putting different things on a scale and seeing which side tips lower. Every choice, big or small, has its own set of trade-offs, and it's important to look at both sides before deciding. Imagine you're standing in front of a big, empty field, right in the middle of your town. It's a blank canvas, full of potential, and everyone has a different idea of what should go there. Should this space become a bustling shopping mall, filled with stores and restaurants? Or should it be transformed into a peaceful public park, with trees, playgrounds, and open space for everyone to enjoy? Building a mall could bring lots of new jobs, more shopping options, and extra tax money for the town. But it might also mean more traffic, noise, and the loss of precious green space that can never be replaced. On the other hand, a park costs money to build and maintain, and it doesn't directly generate profit. But it gives kids a safe place to play, families a spot to gather, and everyone a chance to relax and connect with nature. The benefits of a park, like better health, more happiness, and natural beauty, are hard to measure in dollars, but they're real. Parks can improve air quality, reduce stress, and make neighborhoods more attractive. This kind of cost-benefit thinking isn't just for city planners or experts. Anyone can do it. You can sit down with a piece of paper and make your own list of what's good and bad about each option. When you hear about a new project in your community, ask yourself, who will benefit the most? Who might lose out? What will change for the better? And what might get worse? Sometimes the answer is obvious. Other times, it's complicated and people disagree. That's okay. Debate and discussion help us see all sides. Weighing the pros and cons helps everyone understand what's really at stake and why the decision matters for the whole community. It also reminds us to think about the long-term impact, not just the immediate costs or benefits. What will this decision mean for future generations? The best decisions are the ones that find a balance between economic gain and the well-being of the people who live there. It's not always easy, but it's worth the effort. So, whenever you're faced with a big choice, ask yourself, what are the real costs and benefits? Who stands to gain, and who might lose something important? This process of weighing options helps us make smarter, fairer choices that reflect what really matters to us as a community. In the end, it's about more than just money. It's about creating a place where people can thrive, connect, and enjoy life together. Let's always keep that in mind as we shape the future of our towns and cities. Fairness matters. Will everyone have a fair chance to use and benefit from this? Public hospitals and laws ensure everyone can get care, not just those who can pay. Beaches are often public so everyone can enjoy them, not just private owners. Laws guarantee access to shared treasures. Always ask, will this decision create barriers or bring people together? The best communities make sure important resources are shared by all. Fairness is at the heart of public property. It's not always just public or private. Sometimes the best answer is in between. Community gardens, city-owned land, managed by locals. Not fully public, not fully private. Non-profits like museums serve the public, reinvesting profits into programs. Public-private partnerships, government and business team up, like building a bridge together. These hybrids combine the best of both worlds. With creativity, we can find the perfect fit for every situation. Sometimes, sharing responsibility works best. Look for solutions that blend public and private strengths. Think outside the box. There's more than one way to share. The right mix can benefit everyone. Property isn't always black and white. Let's get creative. Let's break down some big ideas. Sometimes the world of property and ownership can seem complicated, but when we look closer, the core concepts are actually pretty straightforward. By understanding these, we can see how they affect our daily lives and the communities we live in. First up, public good. This means something everyone can use, and one person's use doesn't take away from another's, like streetlights. No matter how many people walk under them, the light is still there for everyone. Public goods are all around us, quietly making life better. Next, the public trust doctrine. This idea says that certain resources, like the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the sea we swim in, are so important that the government holds them in trust for everyone's benefit. These aren't just resources, they're shared treasures that belong to all of us, now and for future generations. You can't buy a river, it's our collective inheritance. These shared spaces remind us that some things are meant to be protected for everyone, not just a few. Then there's eminent domain. This is when the government can take private property for public use, like building a road or a school, but only if they pay a fair price. It's a way to balance private rights with the needs of the community. Sometimes, the needs of many outweigh the rights of one. It's not always easy, but it's how we build things that benefit everyone. Now, let's talk about property rights economics. When people own something, like a house or a business, they're more likely to take care of it, invest in it, and help it grow. Ownership encourages responsibility and pride. If you own a house, you fix the roof. You make improvements, plant a garden, and keep things in good shape because it's yours. If you own a business, you work hard to make it succeed. Your effort and care help your business thrive, and that benefits the whole community. But what happens when private actions hurt others? That's where rules and regulations come in. We need laws to balance private interests with the public good, making sure everyone's rights are respected. These big ideas, public good, public trust, eminent domain, and property rights, help us understand why property is owned and managed the way it is. They shape the rules that guide our neighborhoods, cities, and even our country. Knowing the lingo lets you join the conversation. When you understand these terms, you can speak up, ask questions, and make your voice heard. Don't be intimidated. These concepts are for everyone. No matter your background, you have a stake in how property is managed and shared. These ideas shape our neighborhoods, our parks, and the places we call home. They influence where we live, how we work, and the choices we make every day. Understanding them helps us make better choices, whether we're voting on local issues, buying a home, or just talking with friends about what matters in our community. Now you're ready to talk property like a pro? With these big ideas in your toolkit, you can join the conversation and help shape the future of your community. Here's your quick checklist for thinking about property. First, who uses it? One person or everyone? Second, what are the ripple effects, good or bad? Third, what do the laws say, and is it fair for all? Look for barriers and think about access for everyone. The best solutions are fair, efficient, and creative. Use Ripple's fairness. You've got this.